Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you happen to be like a returning subscriber. But if you're new here, then you don't know me. But my name is Brooke, and I would consider myself an angry vegan. What I mean by that is that I try most of the time to be compassionate and to be chill with where everybody else is at in their own life journey and their journey with food and nutrition and the planet and their health and just all of those things. I try to be compassionate about it and respecting that everybody is individual and unique, and that if somebody isn't vegan, or if somebody hates vegans, or like just talks crap about vegans all the time, or does the whole like, ooh, all she eats is grass comment, like that kind of thing, I always try to respect their ignorance, because I was once ignorant. I had only ever known one person who was vegetarian in my life, and she wasn't even vegan, she was just a vegetarian, but I remember giving her so much crap, always trying to get her to eat meat. Like when she was drunk with me, I would be like, oh, have some pizza, and then like me and my other omnivore friends would laugh, and like now looking back at it, it's so messed up, and I wish I hadn't been that way, because now people are that way to me, and I wish I had understood back then. But again, I was ignorant, and some people are just ignorant, and that is okay. Lexie Lombard is somebody that I've been watching for probably 3 or 4 years. I really didn't get into her channel very much until she went vegan, because we went vegan around the same time, or not the same time, but very, very similar times. And she is no longer vegan, which I've known for a while, because again, I follow her. Like I follow her on Instagram, so for the past few months I've been seeing her eat eggs, or I've been just like, noticing those little things, and I've been like, that's not vegan. And then she did mention it in one of her previous videos, but just yesterday she released this video explaining why she was no longer vegan. And I get it. Going back to what I was saying before, I would consider myself, even though I do try to be compassionate, I do try to be respectful, an angry vegan. I get so angry and sometimes militant about other people and what they think. And when people say certain things, it just like triggers me, and I'm like, how dare you, you piece of shit. Like I have been an angry vegan. I am on occasion an angry vegan. Usually it comes out once a month, or once every 3 weeks to a month and a half. It'll come out where I'll just go off on somebody and I'll argue for hours about how they're stupid and they're wrong. And if somebody wants to sit down and have an intelligent conversation with me, just asking why, that's fine. And usually I'm pretty good at that. But if somebody just comes at me with, if we stopped eating meat, the cows would take over the world. If they come at me with that, or like, but bacon, I get so freaking triggered. And I use that like in a literal sense, like it triggers something in my brain to be like, ah! And like turn into the incredible freaking green giant Hulk. Like it makes me so mad. And even now just thinking about it, I'm getting a little bit flustered, and that's pissing me off as well. So I am an angry vegan, but I get it. If Lexi is watching this, which she's probably not, because I'm tiny, and she also probably just doesn't care. But if she is watching this, I get it. And I have been vegan for 2.5 years. I haven't eaten meat for longer than that. And when I first went vegan, I got sucked into that whole high-carb, low-fat community. And while it is helpful in some ways, it can also be dangerous. And what I mean by that is the high-carb, low-fat community really did teach me a lot about, like, myths. It proved a lot of myths wrong, and it also just spouted a lot of untruths. And I've always known that carbs aren't bad for you. I think that I've always thought, even in like middle school, I was like, that's so stupid, carbs aren't bad for you. But that really just, like drove it home, because it brought me to doctors like Dr. McDougall, Dr. Greger, who taught me even further that carbs are not the enemy. And that was great. And it gave me a lot of knowledge and fuel to fire back with that. And it gave me a lot of things to study and a lot of things to learn about. And I am a certified health and nutrition coach now. So it really did spark a lot of research, which is good, and it should. And it also taught me, just to be more aware of what I eat, instead of just being like, well, yeah, I'm healthy. And instead of that, it was, well, how many fats, carbs, and proteins are you eating? Are you getting enough this, and this? And maybe you should track your stuff in Chronometer and then see how your micronutrient count is doing. And should you take a vitamin and all of that stuff? And it really taught me to be more mindful. However, high-carb, low-fat vegans, specifically the ones on the internet, even though that community has really fallen apart, they can be dangerous in the sense that they say that you don't need any fat. 95-5, 90% carbs, 5% proteins, 5% fats. They say that you don't need any fats or proteins. You do. You do. And if you think that you can just eat 8 mangoes for lunch, I think Lexi said 18 peaches or something. That's a real thing. She wasn't over exaggerating. That was a thing that they taught us. I am not joking, you guys. You can go back in my videos, probably from way back, and see in my what I eat in a day is I was eating 10 banana smoothies. 10 bananas in one smoothie for breakfast. And while that's not inherently unhealthy, that's what you're doing 4 or 5 times a day, because you're so hungry all the time, because you're not getting enough fats and proteins. And protein is not nearly as important as people think it is. When I tell people I'm vegan, the first thing that they ask is, but what about your protein? Where do you get your protein? And that really isn't that big of a deal. I get enough protein. The fats are the bigger deal, in my opinion, especially as a woman. You need more fats. Your body is more fatty. That's just how it is. That's how genetics work. You need more fats to fuel your body, to help your hair grow, to help your nails grow, to help your skin flourish. That's just a fact. And I'm not talking about refined oils. I'm not talking about, well, all oils are processed and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying avocados, nuts, flax seeds, healthy fats, all natural peanut butter. All nut butters, really. Nut butter. I love that word. But anyway, and when you're in that high-carb, low-fat community, you are taught that avocados are unhealthy. That makes me so mad. Now looking back on it, it's any diet that tells you can't eat an avocado, a fruit, is bad. Likewise, for all the low-carb people, any diet that says you are not allowed to eat a potato is a lie, and it's stupid. It just is. And the thing is, sorry, I have something in my eye. I'll just ignore it. I'm blind, just so you know, in this eye I can't see. Where am I going with this? I just want to tell, whoever cares that it is so easy to get sucked into that movement. And it's, again, not inherently bad. It will teach you some valuable lessons. It will spark some interest for you. And if it helps you to stay vegan, that's great. Because I think that everybody should be vegan. I think it's the best way to live. And when Lexi was talking about that moment where she had an egg and she was looking at this egg and she's just like, would it be the worst thing in the world to eat this egg right now? I've thought that too. There have been times where I've been like, is it really bad to eat salmon? It smells so good. Or steak or whatever used to be my favorite food. Or yeah, eggs. I've thought about eating eggs before. I've been like, it is a chicken's period, but the angry vegan stuff in my head. And it has crossed my mind. But the reason why I haven't gone back to it is because it is cruel. and fight me about it if you want to, but it is cruel. And I don't want to be cruel, and I don't want to have other things suffer for me to enjoy a burger. You know, I'd rather just chop up or smash up some beans, right? Instead of like slaughter an animal. But that's just my personal opinion. But I'm happy to hear that Lexi is coming back to veganism or vegan tendencies. Anybody who thinks that dairy is a health food is freaking stupid. See, there she is, the angry vegan. They're not stupid, right? It's just they're misinformed. It's the people who you show the facts to, and they still say, well, you're wrong, milk is good for you. Those people are stupid. But the people who just don't know. But I'm telling you right now, dairy is not healthy. It is not a health food, and it never will be. So if she's eating less dairy, great. But if she's still enjoying her grandma's cinnamon rolls, great. And if that's what's making her happy, I don't want her to, if she has disordered eating tendencies when it comes to veganism and high carb, low fat and all that stuff, I want her to stay away from it for her own health and safety and her happiness, of course. But if she is looking at it in a more sustainable and healthful mindset, then that's great, and that makes me happy. And I hope that it works out well for her. But I totally understand her not wanting to tell anybody about it, because I've been there before where I've been like, really wish I hadn't told people online that I'm vegan, because now when they see that I'm using this makeup product that's not vegan, they're gonna come at me. And it has crossed my mind, and it often does, and it's not a fun place to be, knowing that other people are like not just holding you accountable, but straight up judging you for your choices. And so that's why I watched her video with an open mind, and thank God she wasn't one of those people who was like, I just was so unhealthy and my hair was falling out and blah, 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 blah. Like, I just didn't do it right, but good for you for being vegan though. And like, I hate that. Or like when they come out after being vegan and like they take it back and they're like, oh, it was the worst time in my life and I was so miserable all the time. And it's just like, I don't get it. That's a lie. That's all in your head, boo-boo. But she was honest, and she talked about veganism in a positive way, and I think that that's wonderful. And I'm sorry that it didn't work out for her. I hope that it can in the future, or that she can at least still, like be on a healthy track with her diet and do what makes her happy, but also helps the environment and the animals, etc. So that's an angry vegan's kind of takeaway on it. I don't want to keep rambling on, because I feel like when I do these videos that don't really have a set, not script, but like plan of what I'm supposed to say. They don't have an outline, then I just kind of say the same thing over and over again. So I don't want to do that, and I hope that this all made sense. I hope that everything I said was coherent, that you understood what I'm trying to say, and I even as an angry vegan, I respect what she had to say, and I understand, because I have been sucked into that movement, and I hope that since that whole community is kind of dying a little bit, that no more people fall into it. But it can happen, and it happens to the best of everybody who have the best intentions. And I'm not saying that those high carb, low fat people are bad either. I'm just saying that it isn't the best way. I think that carbs are good. I think that fats are good. I think that protein is good if it comes from the right source for all of those things, obviously. And I think that a healthy diet is balanced and sustainable, and it's not just all or nothing. I think that you have to have balance, and if somebody's telling you you can't have avocado or you can't have hummus, then then that's not somebody you want in your life. You want to say, guacamole, get out. Am I right? Oh my god, that wasn't even a pun. That was just stupid. Please follow my social medias if you would like to. I have a health and fitness Instagram if you are more interested in that aspect of life. And I'll leave that in the description as well as my other socials. And click around on my channel if you're new here. I do post a lot of stuff, a lot of food related stuff, and I also post some ASMR videos if you're into that. To Lexi, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you talking about veganism positively and also talking about living for a cause. That's important, and I think everybody should. Everybody should have something that they're passionate about and something that they fight for. And it would be cool if we could be friends someday. You know, even though you're in New York and I'm in Minnesota. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.